Brenna Stoll here, helping moms make every minute count, and we are on day 11 of 12 years and 12 days, the Coach Mom Journey. So I've shared with you the books were delivered. I was starting to speak on the topic, and Karis was going with me. Things were going great. But I did not mention at the same time as pretty much right after the book was released, we began a transition that was from one home to the other. So we had one home for sale, and then we had an older home we were buying that we were in the process of remodeling and trying to do as much as we could at this ourselves so that we wouldn't have to pay someone else to do it. So at the same time that we were trying to keep one house show ready and work on another house, I was out speaking on the book. I was doing radio interviews for the first time. I was trying to finish my website, and all of this, it was a little overwhelming, and I found myself getting up in the mornings and just literally falling to my knees and like, Lord, I cannot do all this. I cannot do it. You have to do it. And I just kept feeling him whisper to my heart, it all works together. It all works together. So I wasn't really sure exactly what that meant, but the four words, it all works together, okay, that was comforting to me, because in there is, it works. If it all works together, then it's gonna work. So that was reassuring to me. Each night as I dropped into bed, I would be so joyful, rejoicing over, thank you, Lord, thank you for what you did today. I'm just amazed, and I was just so excited and so thankful for how God had carried me through. But then the next morning, I would wake up and I would be overwhelmed again. And the pattern happened over and over and over again. Just as I felt overwhelmed with all the tasks lying before me. To give you a glimpse of our life that summer, I thought I would tell you about one day. So we hadn't had a showing in about a week, and I was letting down a bit that day. You know, where you don't get those beds made. I had gone to work out. I had not gotten my shower yet. It was after lunch. Hadn't gotten my shower yet. Had not put makeup on, and then sure enough, we got that typical 30-minute notice that we had a showing that day. So the kids and I ran around making the beds, cleaning mirrors, and getting dishes for lunch in the dishwasher. We didn't have time to do the typical, we would always try to like do one batch of cookies from pre-made dough, do that in the oven so that when they walked in it would smell great. But we didn't have time for the whole bake the cookie thing that day. But because we had piano lessons coming in about hour and a half, I had to throw everyone's piano books in the car, in the back of the Suburban. So I did the typical grab the unfolded laundry baskets and heave those into the back of the Suburban just to get them off the property. I was putting piano books on top of those, and we had baseball games that night. So I was also tossing in baseball uniforms, and in an igloo we needed snacks and drinks. So I was putting cold water and snacks and things like that in an igloo ice chest. So I also that day was pulling my normal trick of posting a watchman at the front window to let us know when the realtor's car drove up. So this was our plan. The realtor's car drove up, the watchman would give the signal, they're here, and we would all immediately go put away our glass cleaner, broom, whatever everybody was doing, and make sure beds were made, hopefully by that point. And then we would all run to the back door because that led to the garage, which had our Suburban in it. So then we would just run out into the garage, take a deep breath, and then I would pull out at my leisure, and like they never knew we were there. You know, they would go in the house, I would pull out, the door would go down, and we would be gone. But we had made every minute count, getting the house as spiffy as possible. So that day I sat there. I was a mess. It was a hot day in June, I believe, and I was just like, my heart rate was just so high. I got everyone in the car, and I'm just turned it on, and I'm just sitting there going in my mind over everything that we needed for that afternoon. And I realized we did not bring a very, very critical piece. It was the athletic cups for the boys' baseball game. So I was just like, we have to get in there and get those, but I was too embarrassed to like walk back in and let them know I was still there. Actually, so I barely opened the back door, and I peered in, and I could see up on the second level, there was like an open area. I could see they had just gone into one of the upstairs bedrooms. So we had a chest of drawers that sat just inside the back door there, and it had extra socks. That's where we kept the athletic cups to grab on our way out the door and things like that. So I grabbed those, put them back in the car, and I'm just sitting there again, like sweat's dripping on my brow, and I realized, okay, think we've got it all. And so I started backing down the long driveway. The door went down, I'm backing out, and guess what I see behind me? The realtor had parked right behind the driveway. And so I just was like, oh no, we're blocked. Everything's blown. I had to walk back in, ring the doorbell. I'm a hot, sweaty mess, no makeup, workout clothes on. By now, they've been in my home for like 20 minutes because I've been sitting out there kind of going through things in my mind, making sure I got everything that we needed. And they did. The realtor moved the car, and I was able to get out with everybody. And what's crazy is those ended up being our buyers. You know, that's how it often happens, right? So anyway, we had some challenging days. That first summer after the book was released, some challenging days, but everything worked out in the end, which I will share more on that story tomorrow. So I appreciate you joining me on this journey. If you know other moms who might like to be on this journey with us, please invite them along. Please share. And, you know, maybe comment below what was a time that you thought things went completely crazy where they ended up, that was the time. Your best effort did not get put forth, like mine didn't either, but it happened anyway, because, you know, a lot of times we think we're in control of things, right? And we do things, but actually, we have to trust in the one who is in control. So, until next time, moms, let's go make every minute count, and I will see you tomorrow for day 12. Thanks.